Hello, people. So I just woke up, so I'm extremely stressed. I'm tired. I'm exhausted, but I have to be here. I have to be here because there is um there's something I want to talk about. And that's Amr. So Amram is somebody that I have defended. I have spoken up for, even when I feel like a lot of people have been against him. I do rate this guy, or I did. Now I don't even know what to make of him anymore. But I rated him pre Tottenham, pre Man U, sorry, because I'd seen him against Tottenham under Conte, who I think is the best manager we've ever had. Um, and he destroyed his team, destroyed us, and that is me being kind. In the Champions League, in the group stage, we played them twice, and they destroyed us twice. We got away with it the first time. I think we drew. The second time, I think they won 2 late goals. We bottled it, as people would say. So yeah, Amrim is a manager that I rated very highly before Man U. But since coming to Man U, he hasn't done well. I mean, United finished 15th. As a Spurs fan, I'll take 15th. We finished 17th. We're one place off relegation. But in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter the players that are playing for Manchester United or for Tottenham. You shouldn't be finishing m- mid-table, talk less of bottom mid-table. So you get what I'm saying? So when Amram came and finished 15th, I made a lot of excuses for him. I said he didn't want the job. They told him to come. He doesn't have the players. In January, likes of Anthony went out. The likes of Rashford went out. No incomings, just Dogo. No signings for him. What do you want him to do? And these were all true. The players didn't fit the system. So many excuses. No problem. Now it reaches a certain point where you have to ask questions. I did think that, and I still do think that United will be good this season. Fingers crossed. I'm not a United fan. Like I said, I'm a Spurs fan, but I want to see the best teams in the Premier League playing the best football. I'm a football fan as well. So United started well. This is played a very good game against Arsenal. A very good game. And after watching that game, I saw what I expected to see, which was a team that is further down the line with less changes in their starting lineup, only being Zubimendi and Gyökeres, understanding each other better and playing more as a team than United, that their whole front line were not used to each other and things like that. So I was like, okay, this makes sense. And this is what I expected. There are lots of positives, and the glory days are coming. But then United, unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch the entire game against Fulham. But from what I saw, Fulham dominated United, and it wasn't just about Fulham dominating United. It was also about Leniero having to score the goal for United. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to catch Man U versus Burnley. I think I was watching Tottenham instead. Shouldn't have, because that was not a good game to watch. As a Spurs fan, as you know, we're absolutely demolished. Um, but my point is, the first thing I want to say is, when Amorim came, he did say a storm was coming, and it did materialize, not just in performances but in results. Now, mind you, I think there were lots of games last season that United played very well, but couldn't finish their dinner because they had likes of a Garnacho up front. Now, this is where things get interesting in the sense that they had likes of a Garnacho up front, and they went out, they signed a new front three because their front three wasn't good enough. Oilen couldn't hit the bando, Garnacho couldn't hit the bando, and Ahmad, well, he had other plans for Ahmad. Rashford didn't fit what he was trying to do, wouldn't be the first United manager to complain about him. Anthony, just not good enough for the Premier League. So it was understandable. I was in full support of it because if you people actually take a look at the Premier League table last season, I always tell people that never really had a bad defense. And that's the thing that a lot of people think. But United never really had a bad defense. And I would use Nottingham Forest as the bar. Now, Nottingham Forest played a very defensive football, very defensive, very whatever you want to call it. And Forest last season considered 46 goals. United, in contrast, considered eight more than them. That's 8 goals more than Forest in the whole season. So their defense wasn't bad. The problem was their goal scoring, 44 goals scored. Nottingham Forest, 58 goals scored. Liverpool, 86. Spurs, 64. And we finished 20 more than you. Do you get what I'm saying? That was the problem. So when a lot of people say, "Oh, should he have signed a midfielder, whatever, whatever?" When you go back, and it's not just this season. If you go back to last season as well, 57 goals scored, 58 considered. It has been a problem at United for quite some time. So I do understand it. Um. So yeah, a storm did come, but I saw some things to hold on to. Maybe because I think I can look at my club objectively as well. Um. Then this season came, and while I don't expect everything to just work like this, like I, I still expect a certain level of performances in the sense that I've listened to some United podcasts because I can't watch every Premier League game of every Premier League club that I talk about here. And they said, from what I heard on them, that United have been having chances, they still have not been able to finish their dinner. And that is what begs the question. Considering that United are not able to finish their dinner, everybody's complaining about United's midfield and whatever. Should this team in the first place even be playing a 3-4-3? Because if it was up to me, I don't think that team is built for a 3-4-3. Personally, I think they are built for a 4-3-1. And that is crazy considering all the players that they bought for Amorim. So let me show you guys what I mean. Um, that means, let's say, Euro, Matthias Delete. Let me just give me the light. Just give me the light. Pasukabi may know Dallas gonna run the show. Um, no, So a double pivot, maybe I don't know how much this works, but maybe 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 minor. I don't know how this works, but um I do think that personally this is United's best lineup. And that is very interesting because of everything I've just said now. And considering the context of things and whatever. I think that even after all the money they've spent, to me this is their best lineup. And I don't know what to say about Amorim because so far the signings that were meant to come and be these saviors are not doing anything. And I know it seems a bit harsh, but you should be beating Grimsby. You should be finding a way to get a result against Fulham, especially considering the kind of season you had last season. Like you shouldn't take any games for granted. And it hasn't been good enough, honestly. And the thing is, I feel like with United, I feel bad for them at this point because they've backed managers that I just don't think have seemed to have got it. Now I hope that things turn around under Amorim. I still want to believe in him. I still want to give him time. I still want to give the players time to settle. But like Sheshko has asked for instance. But I do think that they backed Ten Hag massively, and that went badly. And now they backed Amorim as well, and so far is going horribly wrong. And I dread to think of where they go from here if this doesn't work. And the thing about Amarim coming and saying, "Oh, the good days are coming," is that will be fans have patience for the good days to come because so far it looks extremely horrible. Um, maybe if the goalkeeper doesn't make the mistake against Arsenal, maybe it goes a different way. Maybe if the goalkeeper doesn't make the mistakes against Grimsby, it goes a different way and things like that. Maybe. But that's the thing. Like we don't know, and so far we haven't seen that. So it's just um, it's just not looking good right now. And I just wanted to talk about this guy to know you people's thoughts on whether you think he's saving or he's sinking the club. Because so far I'm not a United fan, and this is somebody that I have stood up for countlessly. I have stood up for Amarim, but like I said, I'm not a United fan, but I just feel like alarm bells are ringing personally. And let's say, okay, things don't, and this is a reality that if I was a United fan, I wouldn't even in any way, shape, or form want it to come to pass by it. But let's say there's a reality or a world where Amrim is considered not good enough, and Amrim is then sacked. Where do you go from here? Because I don't think there are any managers out there that can do of the caliber of United. Personally, I do think that if you look at the only person that I thought was fit for the job was Nagelsmann, and now his matches at Germany are going badly. So I don't even know how attractive that looks. Now, Glasner plays three in the midfield as well. Sorry, 3-4-3. United's midfield. If you can't play Amram's football, You can't play Glasnow's football, and that's the honest truth. And I don't think that Glasnow will want to come mid-season. Which other manager? The manager that I think is good, but reputation-wise and character-wise, I don't know how he fits United. Is Marco Silva. I think he's a very good manager, but I don't know how he handles the step from Fulham to United. And his character is quite explosive. So I don't even know where United go from here because there are not too many managers that I think fit what they're trying to do. So yeah, me personally, I think that, and that's the thing. Like looking at this lineup, a 4-2-3-1 is the best way for them to go with their talents and to sort of be balanced. And the fact that the manager doesn't see this, but we as fans do. Me as a fan, I do. It's quite concerning because if these two are inside forwards, which they are, Shesko is going to be dropping deep, and maybe Bruno is basically the goal scoring midfielder or whatever. So this will be very interchangeable and fluid. And Shesko will be able to drop deep and link play because he's the kind of striker that wants to field the ball and do whatever he wants to do. Bruno can take those holes that he leaves, and Mazraoui can bomb forward. No, Mazraoui should stay back and defend since he's very good defensively. Luke Shaw is also very good defensively, but I'd rather have Luke Shaw. Mind you, I don't watch United every week, by the way, so don't crucify me if this is wrong. But I'd rather have Luke Shaw out wide here and turn this into a back three, and then like to still keep that defensive solidity and keep your double pivot, and then use this. So you have this guy spraying the balls everywhere to 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, I think that personally, this is how I'll go about it if I was United manager, and I just want to know how United fans feel about Man United because personally, it doesn't look so good, and there's only so much patience and time that fans will have for a system that is not working for a manager that you're spending a lot of money on. And the thing about Amorim is not just this year; it is last year as well. Like as much as people want to act like that didn't happen, it did. So you guys should let me know your thoughts. If you come this far, please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time on Not London Narratives. Have a lovely day, guys, and bye bye.